Yep. Brief downtime today.
Tape is rolling, boys.
That's Rechten Hosen and their finger fucking double clicking with their mouse moving.
Ist what?
List entry.
Killing das Spiel, a game. Und die Party. 9 healing.
9?
Not healing the party because the moving with the double clicking. Their mouse are moving.
Now, where did you learn your German? Because it is so. I 9 Highland.
Mavis Beacon.
Mavis Beacon teaches typing, man, not German.
Oh, I guess that's why. Sorry.
Quiet on the set.
Tape rolling.
You're listening to WRFB, Radio Free Britannia. In no other better freaking place in the world than Deltona, Florida. Here you are, lunch, with no other than the dynamic duo, Laz and Jack.
And greetings, everybody. This is Laz.
And this is Jack. Welcome to another edition of Lunch with Laz and Jack, where we interpret the news so you don't have to.
That's right.
That's right.
You
We are here again.
Brand of news, day in and day out. I don't know what's going on. We just keep going on.
Screw it. Why'd you quit playing?
I don't. Yeah, there was a groove going on there coming into the show today. You know, I don't get it. I could do one thing one day, the next day this music thing. We got to figure out what's going on with this music thing, man. I'm telling you.
Sorry,
Well,
I
it's
had a
the
real
15
life
meters.
You're killing my karma with this music thing.
it was real life.
I'm telling you.
It's all good, man. Real life takes precedence.
Everybody. It is Friday, April 7th, 2017 here inside Shroud and Avatar. And, of course, we're upon a free play weekend. For those of you folks got friends and family, or those of you just stumbling upon us out there on Twitch or YouTube, catching the stream, listening on the radio. You guys want to come on in and check out the game before you plop down a couple bucks on it. Free play weekend is in effect through Monday.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I expect to see a ton of visitors over the weekend, and I'm hoping that people enjoy the changes that they've been making. And I think it's better for the game in the long term that if they can solidify the first few hours of gameplay to actually retain more customers.
Yes, absolutely.
Because a lot of it is until people realize that there is actually a vibrant community in the game, and they see how the community pulls together for certain things, they won't understand what's really happening here.
Yeah, the initial new user experience is, makes the impression. And I'll tell you what, back in the day, my first impression of this game stuck with me, still sticks with me to this day. I came in 3 days before the end of Release 13. I was born in Bremer. There weren't no starting other towns. And I popped into the world right in the middle of, a whole bunch of other folks who looked exactly like me, running around with silly red hats on, and it was dark outside, and there were chickens bucking everywhere, and I was like, I'm home.
See, I was born way before that. So I was born before that,
In the
so
chicken
we won't
room?
discuss
And
right now.
what's way before that? Okay, well, what was your first impression of the game when you first logged in? Let's hear your story.
See, I remember like the initial combat, even playing around in what is now the path to the Owl's. Wait, what's the mine?
Owl's
What's
Nest?
the newbie mine? Owl's Nest. So that path to the Owl's Nest, I remember playing around in that. I remember early iterations of Owl's Head when before all the lots were claimed. I was like, man, how do you get a lot?
It took me about a
So
week
this was-
to actually find Owl's Head and venture out.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause, my first
Yeah.
combat was with chickens and some stags and brainwash.
You never got to see the early iterations of the overworld map. So like one of the early editions is on the overworld map, you were traveling like think Indiana Jones, the plane flying from place to place.
Right.
That's what was you on the overworld map for a little bit.
Yeah,
a hot minute.
no, I was.
So, yeah,
I've always been able to
yeah, the
see
paper
my
map,
character
yeah.
on the overland map. Yeah.
Yeah. See, Blood Omen says, man, that was cool. I remember the paper map. I almost think that they should bring that back just to alleviate some of those people's issues with the interactivity on the overworld map, just because I thought it was kind of a cool thing. But I guess people didn't like the paper map, and so they pulled it.
Well, we want the interactive world, so is
Well,
I
would
can dig the visual and the okay, changing scenes maybe. See, now that would be cool maybe if you're changing scenes. Now, if you were going from Kingsport to Brittany, the scene would change and show you the boat sailing across the water, on your way.
Yeah,
that
well,
would make sense, But that
we know that eventually they're going to get that tech in there because one of the things that was discussed was high seas piracy.
absolutely.
So
and adventure scenes on the boats.
An adventure scene on the boat as you're traveling from place to place. And that's going to be one where, eventually we're going to end up with the possibility of piracy. The Kraken may or may not come out.
The Kraken.
I know. You got to unleash the Kraken.
Unleash the Kraken. Or at least
So-
a sea serpent. Or a dolphin.
Yes.
Or a
You
sea
people are
wolf.
you're asking for those goddamn
We're
Spit it
asking
out.
for what?
Spit it out.
sieges. You're asking for sieges to be on transfer maps.
No, we're
No?
asking for sailing where we can actually be attacked by sea monsters like the old days. That's
Yeah.
what we're asking for.
Yeah,
And we
it's
believe
like
it'll
I'm not
be-
saying that I want the Kraken to be like invulnerable like the dragon. I mean that
I wanna
would be
sailing
counterproductive
my
for most
boat
people.
out, looking for treasure maps, diving for treasure. And having,
Well, I mean that's probably going to be released too.
Yes, I mean, I'm not
So,
looking at
yeah.
this for this release by no means. We know
Yeah.
exactly what we need to get this release out, and we are right on the path. The light is getting brighter by the day as we barrel towards the initial release.
It's getting something.
It's getting something. That's right. So what is it getting, Jackie? What is it getting?
Well, that means that it's time for us to discuss ye old stand-up corner. Did we want to do Thursdays and Fridays or just Fridays? Ooh.
Is there anything?
Skip yesterday's and just go straight to today's? I mean,
Is there
we can
anything
do it.
that we're gonna miss if we do just today's? I mean, we got
yeah, we
got
will
plenty
miss a
other
few things.
topics to get out there to the folks. We got
Yeah, well,
sales. We've got
Okay.
of course.
actually,
yeah,
looking at Thursdays,
stupidity.
there is actually some really good information there.
Which
So
one?
as long as we don't get too direct, there's lots of good information on Thursdays, which will lead us into Fridays.
Okay, I'm easy.
So, oh yeah.
Uh
So Justin texted me and said that she logged into the game, opened up her inventory. It made that old familiar UO backpack sound, and she got a little tear and started making phone calls to the wolves saying, "It's home.
It's home. We're
home. We're home. We found our home.
And yeah,
come join me."
I
Okay.
definitely understand the sentiment. It was.
Yes.
I've been out there wandering the highways and byways of the internet, looking for that community, looking for that feel, looking for that game for many years now, and I've found it again. So, welcome to Shroud of the Avatar. Stand
Remember
up
rule number
corner.
1. D-bad. Stand-up corner is where the devs say, "Hey, I worked on this yesterday. I'm working on this today." Something random gets written down. And today we're going to do 2 days, Thursday and Friday. So this is yesterday's stand-up corner. Yesterday's. So NFG Damon
Waldron.
working on the Kabbalist Aura visual effects. Fletch working on the Oracle updates. Kevin was working on the Granis NPC. The almighty Gix Vargach, Matt. He was working on the Time Warp.
Due to time.
Reed. I know. He's doing the Time Warp. Reed was working on shield decorations and tool decorations. So now we'll be able to place our tools and have, like...
tools.
Tools. I know. It's going to be awesome.
Place his tool.
Yeah.
Don't ask where Led Zepp puts his tool. You don't want to know.
Well, his basement is a scary place.
I bet.
We won't talk about what's covering those walls. But I think Tool has a song.
The black light out.
About that? Yeah.
Beezus.
Yes. No, yeah, Beezus is working on the Release 41 planning and reshape recipes. Seawolf. Working on suspension bridge traps. I wonder if they're going to cut the ropes. And map review. And Verdantis and Highvale.
No, not Verdantis.
Yes, Verdantis.
Every time a mine is mentioned, Spiff starts to cry.
Cry, yes. Dan the Man was working on Player Town, customer service, support, and map review, and Fatui, and spawning. Sanyo working on sieges and outskirts, quest planning and harvest. Lum,
the man,
the mad. I was waiting for you to say something else besides mad. Working on artifice.
To get through. You always got to.
Sorceress. Hey, you're killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Sorcerer Steve working on cast ruins and underground vaults and shard falls. List Rostov working on the Solace Bridge outskirts. Bobby
Thompson
working on Soda map updates and interactive synchronization. Eric working on navigation system updates. JY working on interactive synchronization. Wizard Smoke. He was past past. Whoops, messed that up. The context
right by.
I know, and login screens and the options menu. User interface.
Options. We want lots and lots of options.
Well, I would like them organized logically.
Well, that's
yeah. we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that later.
That's a show.
The Deathbringer, the Deathbringer one and only working on decoration flags and the camera refactor.
Yay!
Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe we'll have something to do with
that's another show.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Burning Toad.
The burn.
He's scratching the itch that's known as the devotionals and stun updates and bugs. Tassilo working on the server upkeep and CAPTCHA updates and web refactor.
No CAPTCHA.
What are you talking about? Just because you can't ever type in that damn CAPTCHA doesn't mean
Yeah. You know
Over
what it's
QA.
like trying to get in one account. Try doing it on a dozen accounts. Yeah.
I know your pain, dude. I know your pain.
Thank you.
I know.
And the developers know our pain because they got to do it too. They should know better.
Over in QA, the Attenwood working on sanity and regression and forums. Serafino working on customer service and
Wonderful.
sanity and
Customer service.
back-end updates. Useless overhead yesterday. The Dippy Bird was working on Tech Tuesday
bird.
and bugs
Both
and putting out his blog. Gorn
the
back in
birds
the
blog.
office as he works on Fatui and metrics.
Metrics.
Barrick was working on a telethon plan and free trial support and FAQ update and live stream. Hutch was working on the map review and bugs.
Bug.
Kick off the map meeting and reviewing some assets.
Yay, assets.
Lord British playtesting and hanging out with Laz and Jack and general business. Chaox was working on patch notes and Jira triage and Kelebeth shipping direction. Shipping direction.
Things that make you go.
July. July.
Visualization.
July.
And
Darkstar working on the map review and weekly update and free trial direction and the map kickoff meeting and Jira.
Jira.
Yes, he listens.
Yes. Then that takes us to today because they were nice enough to put out the stand-up notes for today.
Somebody's
Friday,
going home
April
early
7th.
today.
Yay!
Not.
So in today's meeting, we had NFG Damon say that he was working on the character visual effects meeting and torches polish and the Kabbalist Good Aura.
Good aura.
That's right.
Aura,
They've got
Dora.
such a lovely aura.
That good aura for the chaotic type, right?
No, they're not chaotic. They are Dominion.
Never mind.
They'd like to remove all of your free will because some people don't like it. Yep. Fletcher working on the leaf shield and spear and character visual effects meeting. Kevin working on Granis and character visual effects meeting. Gix Vargach letting the air out of the time warp and character visual effects meeting. Reed,
problem.
he's working on, you know what? Tool decorations.
Tools. Working on the tool.
Yes. Scotty,
Scotty Jones. The story.
working on web icons. Uh-oh. Over in design. We have some recipes being reshaped.
Reshaped recipes.
Sea Wolf working on the Highvale Outskirts kickoff. Dan the Man
And the man Brennan.
working on Verdantis. Mines. And player towns. And trap damage balancing.
Balancing
Those
the
traps
damage.
should kill you.
And we're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die.
Has he just
Samuel-
started on Verdantis?
Here,
Last
go ahead and
day
redo
or
it.
two.
Yeah. Sanyo working on sieges and harvest AI behaviors.
Harvest.
It's like, you know what? You really should go over there, NPC.
Harvest is not.
How are you going to get there? No, you're not supposed to walk through that wall. Wait, it's not a magic wall. Sorcerer Steve working on vault spawning and the Blood River Outskirts design.
Yay. Ooh, I'm gonna love that. Sorcerer Steve doing the design. No offense, List, but I live out of
You
Blood
like
River.
Sorcerer.
I like what I've seen. Well, I gotta.
You like
really
Sorcerer Steve.
Yeah.
You've got the man crush on him. It's
Yes.
okay to admit. I mean, what you could do is you could say,
It's the
List,
curly hair, man.
Would- would you please go find that short guy with the curly hair and go give him a hug for me?
Short and
And
curlies.
if it's
By
a
the
hug
way-
from behind, please make sure there's a happy ending involved with that reach around.
That picture that Laz put up on the NBNN Discord last night was classic.
Wait, which picture?
The young Lazarus Long in his 20s.
Hey, did you like the young Jack with hair?
Yeah, that was amazing too.
Yeah.
Young Jack with hair.
It took me a second to look at that picture of Jack and be like, which one is Jack?
Uh-huh.
Young Jack Long. It was a long Jack.
Yep.
Young.
What the hell happened to those curls, Jack?
I didn't have any curls. That's
I
straight.
meant
Wow.
those locks.
That's-
Those locks.
that's
Those
Dudes.
locks.
That's
Those
Sorcerer
locks. Those locks. I don't know what happened to those luscious locks, but I miss those luscious locks. I don't think I cut my hair for another year or two after that picture was taken.
I know, it was so grunge 90s, man. I loved it.
Well, the funny part is I hate grunge, or I hated grunge back in the day, and yes, I was around when Kurt Cobain pulled the trigger. We won't talk about that. I might offend a few people. Yeah, a few with my comments about that one. So, List Rostov working on the Solace Bridge outskirts and Deco Diva meeting.
Deco Diva meeting, yes. He
That's right,
had
he's
a
trying to figure out
consult
how to-
with the divas last night. I
know.
understand.
Yes, it's like, how do I decorate this? How do I do this? Yes. I love that made it into the stand-up note.
Hey, I had a consult the other day. Nobody was around, and a question came right to me, and I got the question solved. It was how to rotate an item.
We had this awesome consult yesterday with Naters and from Wolfdom's shop for the cheese sign writing.
Yeah, so we'll get to the cheese sign writing. We got to show that off
Oh, yeah.
here shortly.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we got our
people are-
cheesy writing finally, boys and girls.
Oh yeah. So over in tech, Bobby,
Little Bobby Thompson.
working on interactives. Eric, working on sieges and navigation system updates. JY working on the interactives and server spam investigation.
Spam.
And
Okay,
List is doing a
spam,
great job in
good
hometown. Wizard Smoke. Him and JY have been puff passing the server spam investigation and the options menu updates. While the Deathbringer one and only is working on camera refactoring.
Fix
Over
cameras.
over in QA, the Attenwood is working on sanity testing and regression tests and forums and localization. Serafina working on Kelebeth tracking and reliquary tracking and customer service and regression tests.
Yes.
I know, lots of fun stuff.
Yes.
Nators, whatever. Whatever. Nature Z. How about that? We'll really butcher it. Nature Z. Useless overhead group. Working on the Dippy Bird, working on weapon and skill balance.
about the bird.
Weapon and skill balance and hardware updates. And those hardware updates we're really going to have to talk about because there's going to be something happening later today.
Yeah.
Gorn working on quest and sales metrics and general business.
Business. Going back to business. Good to see.
Yes. Barrick working on free trial support and 1B tracking and web store cleanup and weekly updates. Hutch working on the new furniture and Highvale Outskirts kickoff and character visual effects meeting.
What is
Lord
one
British
tracking?
Well, so don't forget what they have to do is they have to mail out all the actual physical 1Bs,
awards,
the
that's
medals,
right.
and sometimes they forget to do that.
Yeah, I think they forgot
It's
to do
been
that.
known to happen once or twice.
Yeah, well, generally it takes them a month or two and half a dozen emails to remind them to do that. Because the other thing is tracking down the medals within the office.
And then tracking down the accounts they're attached to. And then making sure the right person gets the right credit for it's a
For the title. Yeah. So they do get to have lots of fun with that.
They actually they put little GPS tracking monitors in us, and they put us to work, and they keep an eye on where we are at all times.
Oh, the medals.
I was chipped and dipped. I no longer have any fleas. Lord British was playtesting.
Playtesting.
Chaos is working on patch notes and trusted trader accounts and weekend sales and MailChimp updates.
MailChimp. Really?
And then Darkstar, last but not least, working on a Highvale Outskirts kickoff and character or visual effects meeting and the weekly update and Jira. And that's what our devs said they were working on today.
Yes.
Yay.
And that
Yesterday
is
and
the
today, 2 days.
latest on what our developers are working on here in Shrouded Avatar to bring you all the fun stuff that we have here in the game. And of course,
Yes.
Free Player Weekend, we're going to be seeing a lot of players coming in and a lot of new work going on in the new user experience, which quite an interesting little topic we have out here about the sieges. Now, I know we wanted to talk about that. Sieging of starter towns. Now, for the new user, this was something that sort of hit home, and I don't know, I had a little giggle about because it just never dawned on me. And of course, at this point in my game, I don't do a lot of traveling by walking around anymore.
Yes.
Yeah, since I happen to be in the business of selling recall scrolls with my partner Jack there, and we got a guy standing on the corner selling recall scrolls throughout the world. And you can buy them really cheap from the vendors of NBNN and Laz and Jack. Shameless self-promotion.
Yes.
But yes.
So
hadn't thought to me that the new folks, when they come into the world, they get dropped off and all of a sudden they're trying to get into this town and it's under siege.
Oh. So, and it's not, and the towns he's talking about in particular are the starting towns. So, Soultown, Blood River, Highvale, and Airy.
Yes.
Those three towns really should be exempt from sieges.
Not for
just
nothing.
Because
I don't think I've ever seen Sultan under siege.
Well, this guy, J Moore 78, he ended up in Soultown, but his friend ended up in Resolute. And Resolute was under siege, and his friend was trying to do quests and couldn't get past that. And eventually he quit the game, and his words were, "What a dumb way to introduce new players to a game, and he had better ways to waste his time."
Ouch.
Yeah.
And that's one where it's like, you know what? If you're going to do a siege on a starter town, make that a starter siege. If you're going to force those sieges, make those very, very low level sieges. And so that way, as they go to Unhorse, which would be 5-scale siege,
is because I know when characters enter the starting town for the first time, say you start in Soulless Bridge, the first time you enter Blood River, you enter the starting scene to start the quest line and the story. I'm wondering if they couldn't do something like that first time a new user coming in triggers a starter siege.
Laz, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what should happen. It should be a kind of an instanced intro siege that explains what's going on at a pace the player can handle, with lots of explanation of what's going on, why it happens and how to avoid it if you really hate that shit.
Yeah. And that would be another perfect time, again, for that, like you're saying, more intro, more walkthrough, more, this is how it works. And next time you come into the siege, it's going to be the real thing, not the walkthrough. So they, give them plenty of warning to get the practice now. Yeah, but so let's continue on with this, because there is a funnier part of this story nonetheless.
Which is what?
Which is there should be a way around it, and there should be a tip, and
yeah. So the Vitor makes the comment, maybe the first soldier you see can give directions on how to bypass the combat, and Darkstar came back with, he does. Do you not talk to him?
Yeah, okay. So, there's a little conversation that happens back and forth. And, of course, reiterates one of those little things that we always nitpick on, which is players don't read half the time. If they had
you
read...
have to you have to have a conversation with the NPCs in order to actually go things, do things and learn things. And so, yes, there's a path right there that you can go down.
Take that path.
That's very lightly guarded.
Yes.
Very lightly guarded.
But, yes, again, one of the things that we know they're actively working is that new user first-time experience, and it's been cleaned up a bit. It's getting more love, and they understand that it's not the smoothest right now. So, again, we're rolling towards an initial release. They're working furiously to get that cleaned up and get a lot of that.
Yeah, and they're working on improving the new player experience, and we just don't know how it's going to completely evolve. We don't have any kind of roadmap for that to actually have a discussion about where they're going with it.
Now, of course, this free play weekend is going to be part of what helps steer that new user experience a little bit more, because they're going to take the feedback, the metrics, and all that they get, and they will tweak it yet again in another round. And Liz tells us, we had a meeting, we decided to make it good. Thank you,
Liz.
That's reassuring, that's for sure.
And Justin just sent me a message saying that Scrota, she's digging it.
Oh yeah, well she was in that old school 70s groove on WR.
Yeah, last night she was having a blast.
She was digging it. If y'all missed Nurse Justin out there on the airwaves last night, she was
gently massaging my ear holes.
Yes.
Yeah. I was having a good time listening. The short time I was listening, she even got my Faith No More request in there.
Which you never get requests in. Yeah.
I know.
You must have been good this week.
Well, I think she approves of the Faith No More. So she's like, man, that's not too offensive.
And of course, let's go ahead and cover this right now, because this just popped up on screen. Daily message: brief server downtime for maintenance scheduled approximately 1300 Central Daylight Time. Downtime estimated to be no more than 60 minutes. Jack, you want to tell the good boys and girls what's going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, absolutely, because this actually involves us going to Chris's dev posts for the day.
Dippy and Birds Blog.
So we are just going to skip to today's update. So today's update from the Dippy Bird, and the Dippy Bird blog says 2 more. Wait, hold on. I got to find the right thing. 2 more server burps where the router kicked out 70 to 100 people offline and blocked logins briefly. It looks like we're going to have a brief downtime today so he can swap out power supplies and swap boxes. Expect some announcement later on. Still figuring out logistics, as in, man, what all do I need to take down to the co-location facility? And
do I have my duct tape?
Okay. Do I have everything? Yes.
Do I have the coat hanger?
Where's this Cat 5 go again?
Dallas, make sure he's got the coat hangered.
Yes, and then he's putting on his DevOps hat.
Yes.
And as that announcement that just came across for everybody about the downtime, so that is what that was.
Yes, this is announced downtime, so they can do a hardware fix.
Yes. So, yeah, you know what? They have no control over that.
So everybody be prepared
have a little bit of control over
for
it.
about an hour's worth of downtime. If you've been neglecting your laundry, neglecting to take the dog for a walk, change the cat box, now's the time to do it before the weekend hits.
Get some sun.
The other thing is, hopefully he does it right after the show ends.
Yes, well,
That's what it's scheduled.
Yeah, technically, at this point, if it goes down at 1 o'clock, it really doesn't matter because, if it goes down now, it really doesn't matter. We don't actually have to be in the game.
No, because we can actually scroll back up and go over what Chris said he was working on yesterday, because there's also lots of good information there about what he's doing and why he's doing it. So this actually gives us a little bit better of an insight as to what the devs are working on a daily basis. And remember, Chris is the technical director for Portalarium, so that the more information we get, the better.
Otherwise known as the Tech Lord. He goes by many names.
Lord.
He wears many hats. The Dippy Bird, the Tech Lord, Evil Chris.
Engineering 101.
The math
Professor,
guy.
Professor
right.
Spears. Yeah.
And we got Gix out there singing, or is he just busting on...
So he wants to party all the time. So he wants to be listening to some.
I think what he's saying is since everything's going to be down for an hour on Friday, that
it's called happy hour.
The booze is going to start flowing in the break room a little early today. Is that what he's trying to tell us?
Yes, that is exactly what he's trying to tell us.
Does it ever stop flowing?
No, not really.
So he's singing Rebecca Black. Okay.
Friday's song of the day.
Yes. Schroeder, why don't you have that?
Well, Scrota's got a lot of... You have to put in the request for Scrota, so that way he can go convert the song to a MIDI and convert it to an ABC file.
Chops,
so
I know.
you have to make that request. So Scrota, there is now that official request for Rebecca Black's Friday.
Song of the day for Friday.
Yeah. And as Scrota says, he can't get to the mic currently. He's got everything firmly in hand. So no hands-free mode for him.
Has he been hanging out with Wayne?
Yes, he has.
Okay.
He has been hanging out with the latest newest NBNN man on the streets, Wayne Klotz. Okay, so are we going to talk about the Dippy Birds post from yesterday?
Oh, I don't know. We can. We got a few more minutes.
Well,
I
think
up.
we should, because you know what? Knowing the fact that yesterday that the Dippy Bird had coffee and an homemade all-brand muffin.
Yummy, homemade
means
all-brand muffin.
Which means that he was cleaned out and had to rehydrate. But there was a quick investigation into why someone's web representation of their sky was not syncing up, and you know what? The Dippy Bird passed the buck onto some of the other coders.
Pass
It's all their fault.
the buck.
Yeah. I didn't do it.
You,
Wasn't me.
coder, fix that.
It was last. Even in our
You were the
startup
last
phone,
one
it's
in.
all Lass's fault. Yeah. And then after data mining, playing around, and spreading some sheets around some of the bludgeon stuff, he came to some conclusions about bludgeons, and this should actually really help some people out, because he discovered that the DPS was significantly lower than bladed combat. The defining feature is stuns, but the stuns are available via other methods such as air and earth, and relatively short stuns like those in bludgeon don't slow down targets for long, but do build up their stun resistance and therefore are not very desirable. So Berserk skill can improve DPS, but even at GM it does not reach Blade DPS, and also reduces avoidance dramatically, which is essential for survival in the high-end world.
Indeed.
And it's super high strength, and Berserk with a two-handed can achieve some good DPS, but even then the super short duration stuns are as much a negative as a positive, and your defense will be pitiful.
Pitiful, I tell you. Pitiful.
Yep.
Pitiful.
The AE ground pound can be effective due to larger range than whirling blades, but it's in all but extreme cases, Earthquake is much more effective for less focus and gives a stun chance, but at the cost of reagents. And break armor to reduce damage should give improved DPS and party usefulness, but most creatures currently have 0 damage resistance, so it does nothing except in PvP in reality.
In the reality.
Yeah. So if you think about that, is that tell us that there's going to be some substantial revisions to the bludgeon tree?
Yes. I'm glad you know that.
I would say there's going to be changes. I don't know if I would like to use the word substantial at this time.
I haven't noticed I went from using a great axe to a sword.
Yeah.
Now, of course, can we look forward to bludgeon being the next overpowered skill?
I don't know, but first you need to listen to his partial fix, because this is going to be a little bit weird.
This, yes.
The first partial fix is going to be giving most creatures some level of damage resistance, avoidance, and parry, which has a major side effects that all melee types will be slightly less effective. High hit, low damage effects, double shot, rapid shot, multi-shot, etc. will suffer the most, but those were designed with that in mind.
Take that, archers.
Take that, archers.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Put that in your
Yes.
Nerfage.
Warrior types will get some, mages probably none, which will also help differentiate them more. Best way to deal with casters will be melee. Best way to deal with warriors will be magic. He also made a few free trial ads and promoted them for a whopping $50 to do more testing on our player acquisition pipe. As he passes that around.
He did put it in a pipe and smoke it.
$50.
I know, 50
bucks
full bucks.
in advertising. How dare he?
Holy moly! The floodgates are open.
Spared no expense.
Yeah.
Spared no expense. There is more investigation into creature damage resistance. Shows even things that had damage resistance were not having it applied because they had 0 damage absorption rate. Golly. He's fixing that. Insert melee player range here. Or player rage here, as things will be more challenging to melee players.
What's that mean?
What's that mean?
You're going to die more often.
You're gonna
Monsters are finally getting their damage resistance, okay? And damage absorption. Yeah. And he's updating the resistances and innates of 100% of the creatures in game. Things are going to be a little bit harder. A balance pass on melee creature hit points to bring them down to a more reasonable value, since they will now take less damage. And then a major pass on elemental resistances. They were only They were only take 50% damage from all melee, removing that and replacing with more standard damage resistance, avoidance, dodge-based type. And a designer's computer stopped working, so he had to put on his IT hat and fix it.
That's right.
Yep. And that's what Chris worked on yesterday. But
I'm just curious. Weren't all these resistances supposed to be in like 2 releases ago?
I think that was like 4 or 5 releases ago.
Okay. I mean, I'm giving them benefit of the doubt on that one.
That is what we were led to believe.
Well, they were in. Apparently, they weren't turned on.
Hey, wait, hold on. I want to point you to the top left-hand corner of your screen.
Yes, the top left-hand corner.
Early access.
Early access. Scroll up.
That was the first iteration.
Scroll up.
And
scroll up. Scroll up. It's back there somewhere.
Yeah, scroll up, Led Zepp. Scroll up.
Scroll back.
It's back
scroll
there.
Scroll up, Led Zepp. Yeah.
It's covered.
So first iteration, then it's you have to remember that he has to go back and relook at everything.
Oh, absolutely.
After he puts it in, and that's where it's as it comes up on their Jira assignments.
We
that's
just
where
love to
it's
pick
like,
on the Dippy Bird because
he is the tech lord.
He is the tech lord. He is the guy who runs those numbers and makes those tweaks appropriately, and sometimes
breaks things.
Sometimes they break in ways that, of course, give us all the fodder we need to pick on them just for giggles and grins. But he's the guy who keeps all this stuff running. He does listen to all the feedback that comes in, and again, not everybody's going to be happy with every little thing. That's just one of the rules of making this stuff. Not everybody's going to be happy. What's the least amount of people we're going to piss off today?
Everybody.
Everyone.
Well, today's a no-brainer. Everybody's going to be pissed off when the servers go down for an hour. But again, this is planned downtime, folks. This is not unplanned, unscheduled. Yep. We're giving you advance notice, and they've been flashing it up on the screen. If you're not reading it, well, that's what happened when your computer goes dead for an hour here. So,
and remember, be responsible. Don't let planned downtime turn into unplanned parenthood.
That's right.
Too late.
I don't know.
When in doubt, whip it out.
For 90% of our audience, I don't think that's a problem. Yeah, never mind. Bad joke. Bad joke. Moving right along. Where is that cow when I need him?
Hide your sheep.
We need to talk about this NBNN app.
The NBNN app. Ooh, I can almost actually see that on your screen today.
I know.
Yes, let's.
Well, we have to wait for it to decide that. Okay. Oh, there it is. There it is. NBNN app.
The NBNN app. Take all the information that you need from Shroud of the Avatar, put it in the palm of your hands. The NBNN app. Take all the...
Well, my phone, don't worry about that.
No, I put it up on screen on the website, and the stream started playing in the background. That's right. The NBNN app. You can get it on Google Play. You can get it on the iTunes and Amazon app stores. Take it with you. You got all the good stuff you need all in the palm of your hands. You can listen to repeats of our show on our podcast daily. You can check out the latest news in the forums. You can look things up on Soda Map. You can listen to the radio. All sorts of other great things. You can shop the marketplaces.
You can get that calendar.
You can get that calendar, that's right, which is located conveniently on our website as well.
Which is nbnn.info. And don't forget, the community calendar is an aggregate of all of the public calendars out there that Laz knows about related to Shroud of the Avatar. And if you want your community calendar added to the NBNN community calendar, then you need to email news at
This guy.
nbnn.info. And don't forget those awfully silly pictures that you weren't supposed to share with anybody else. Go to nudes at nbnn.info, and that's going to be
Also go to
finally
this guy.
curated by that guy. Which means reminds me, I need to send. We need to test that email and see whether or not it actually works. Because there's a huge joke that it's like it's not even set up yet.
I tell you what, just disclaimer 2017, all submissions become rights of Laszlo Incorporated.
Yeah.
Sodaporn.com.
Sodaporn.com.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the real question is, we've got my email up. Let's click send, and I'll let you guys know if it actually works or not. And I'm guessing that it probably doesn't, because I don't think he actually set that up. But don't forget, all times on the community calendar are Central Standard Time in the real world, but we prefer to refer to it as Nude Britannia time.
Britannia time.
That's right. And since this is the weekend calendar, don't forget we also unchecked the Ethervision Alliance, which is no longer there. Yay. Today is Friday, April 7th. I'm waiting for that balance. Oh, damn. You really did set up nudes.
I
didn't you?
did. What do you think? I'm joking?
So it is a working email. You dirty bastard. I'm going to send some bad pics.
You know,
I'm gonna send that 8-inch cock
we've
pic,
got
but-
plenty
Can I
of
get
male and
Filthy
female
animal.
I get a
audience
redirect
members
on
out
this?
there, if you know.
Yeah, where's my forward for that, man?
No.
I
see.
need to inspect these pictures as well.
Trying to find Tubbo.
Yeah, I saw that a long time ago. Okay, so don't forget, VIP tickets for SodaCon are still no longer available.
No
so
longer
skip,
available. That's right.
Skip the VIP tickets. But if you know that you're not going to be available to come to Austin in October for SodaCon, and you want the rare cloak, there are limited supplies, and they are going to be on sale until they are exhausted or until SodaCon, in which case they will be disposed of. Regular attendee tickets are on sale at sodaconaustin.org, and don't forget that there was a price increase recently because you missed the early bird special.
That's
Today at noon, 6 and midnight around the clock, two idiots that interpret the news so you don't have to on a show called Lunch with Laz and Jack on WRFB.
WRFB.
At 2 on Avatar's Radio is a DJ Squirrel biting through the wires. At 6 p.m. on WRFB, don't forget that replay of Lunch with Laz and Jack.
WRFB.
At 7 p.m., you need to join Kays and Phoenix Fire for Phoenix Republic PvE nights. At 7 p.m., go to the town of Vengeance and kill everyone that you see. Because between 7 and 8 is Vengeance Madness, which is an open PvP event. Person with the most kills at the end of the hour wins something. And while you're doing that, tune in your ether amplifiers to WRFB
WRFB
for the 70s at 7.
Penis.
At 10 p.m. this evening, Avatar's Radio DJ Jack Dow Foxlawton is going with Chaotic Casualties, which is a total request show. At the same time, on WRFB is the record room.
WRFB.
Saturday, 7 a.m. It's time to wake up, New Britannia,
Wake
with
up.
Wolfram and Celine. No idea who the special guest is this weekend. In about 30 seconds, I'll probably get a text saying I don't know either. At 1 p.m. is the grand opening of the Byron and Wamby's New Britannian Market bookstore. Show up for the virtual ribbon cutting. At 4 p.m., Gus Ball League Week 3 is going to be taking place. Do we know who's playing this week?
Ball. The Titanic Jiras, are they out there defending their crown? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not on the calendar. At 6 p.m., Serpent's Watch.
Race
That race is going on. You need to go to the race challenge. Don't forget, it's a fun event, and if you win, you can have your name written in cheese. And this week's Wake Up New Britannia interview with Who Are You is Crazy Phil.
Crazy Phil on
I think I've met Crazy Phil.
Oh, I've met
I've
Crazy
met him.
Phil. He was at Dragon Con last year. We had a load of fun together.
Was he crazy? Or does he
Oh,
say?
I'm telling you, Crazy Phil fits the bill. That's for sure.
Okay. Yep. Oh, and the Gus Ball. There's also going to be a Gus Ball match in Serpent's Watch after the race.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is the race is going to happen, and Gus Ball is going to follow immediately thereafter, I believe, is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Something like that now.
Yeah, the race is at 4. Someone got the times wrong. The race is at 4, and Gus Ball is after that. So Serpent's Watch is the place to go for this week. Thank you, Justin. Don't forget, tune in your Ether amplifiers to WRFB.
WRFB.
For the Swap Shop and Zeke the Freak talking about something.
Talking about swapping things. You got things to sell? You want to go check out the swap shop? That's right. You want to swap some spit? I'm sure he can arrange it for you as well.
If that's not your thing, you can always tune into Asclepius and Lord Baldrith on Avatar's Radio with Echoes from the Cavern. Which takes us to Sunday.
Sunday.
At the Fair Park Coliseum.
And one of these days, we'll actually get that line done without Laz on it.
Why?
Because it kills me every time I hear that you do on Sunday. It's like, damn, you ruined a perfectly good bit. Okay, so Sunday, 8:30 a.m. Don't forget Pax Layer meeting, early morning edition, in the Pax at Veritas TeamSpeak server. No password necessary. At 9 a.m., Avatar's Radio, Striker Sparhawks doing his show, Lost in the Spaces. What? What am I looking at?
Yeah.
Calendar?
Okay, did you turn off or did you turn on?
There is no Ether Vision Alliance.
Okay, I'm not seeing the same thing you're seeing. I don't know why.
What?
There you go.
Oh, maybe I didn't uncheck the Ether Vision Alliance.
Yeah.
I forgot to uncheck the Ether Vision Alliance. Whoops.
I'm going,
Hey,
what is he
killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Killing me, Smalls. Hey, time. 12:30, don't forget, join Bo and Bloodgood in the New Britannian Market for Astronomy Night taking place at the museum. Lots of changes in the celestial system, so you do need to pay attention to that, as well as it pertains to sieges. At noon, the Bear Tavern pub crawl is taking place, because all great events start at a pub somewhere, and what better way to start your adventures than getting drunk?
That's right. That is absolutely correct.
Thanks for reminding me of that, Justin. At 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, you need to go to the town of West End and join the West End Fight Club.
The West
for some
End
PvP.
Fight Club.
With the proper PvP-ness.
At 7 p.m., Pax Layer normal meeting taking place in the Pax at Veritas TeamSpeak server. Everybody's free to join that one and learn about what's going on in the Pax Layer group of communities. At 8 p.m., final event of the weekend is Fishing with Winfield, where the only requirement is fish. And that's our community calendar for this Saturday, April 7th through the 9th in
Shroud of the Avatar. That's right.
Avatar.
And of course,
yeah, just don't be avatared.
Gonna remind you folks.
Welcome the new visitors.
Yes, welcome to all the new folks out there. We'll be seeing you as we make our travels around through the weekends. NBNN is a proud sponsor of SodaCon Austin 2017. Go to SodaConAustin.org for the latest information, and if you need more, contact me. I'll put you onto the right track and get you in touch with the right folks out there. And of course, really quick today, we got to go ahead and thank our sponsors out there. Good folks who help keep us on the radio here. And of course, the good folks over at WRFB, Radio Free Britannia, is you can catch us throughout the week on the radio. You can check out the Deco Divas every Wednesday and Thursday. You can check up Wake Up New Britannia tomorrow morning. And of course, Saturday night, Zeke the Freak with Swap Shop on WRFB Radio Free Britannia. GrimeyTraders.com. If you want to start your own auction, whether it be cash or gold, go out to Grimy Traders Auction House at GrimeyTraders.com and set your own up. It's free to sign up, it's free to list, it's free to buy, it's free to sell, it's free. Of course, our sponsors, the official sponsors of NBNN, the official sponsors, the Auchenshire Markham Farms, for your wholesale cotton, reagents, vegetables, ale, and more, located at Dawn's Keep, just south of central Brittany, and of course on the marketplace for your convenience. The Britannia Mining Company wants you to come on down the Market Road and check out all the merchants for all your crafting needs. Located in the Quell region next to the Exeter Mines for your mining convenience as well. Soda Map is truth, so says Lord British, and so much so they put it in the game. Sodamap.com will get you around, and of course, the search feature on the website will show you most anything you need to find. Check out Sodamap.com for your travel needs. Ben over at Relics by Rild, relicsbyrild.com for all your licensed Shroud Avatar swag. Use the promo code NBNN when you check out, and you will save 10% when you check out at relicsbyrild.com. And, of course, last but not least, the Shroud Marketplace, shroudmarketplace.com, for all your virtual vendable needs. And, man, we are pushing overtime today.
Oh, yeah. So we will talk about the Shroud Marketplace later in the week or next week. But thank you to Shroud Marketplace for being a sponsor.
The cheesy writing on the lot. Oh. We got to show everybody the new cheesy
I'm just hoping we don't get disconnected right before we do this.
Yes.
But we do have to, don't forget that the services that are available, including cheese sign writing, you can be just like us. Go to Wolfdom Shop on Shroud Marketplace. You can get I love this shit. Yes.
Yes. Written in runic, nonetheless.
In runic. In runic. You gotta love this cheese sign writing done by Wolfdom Shop, and extra special thanks to Notchers or Nature Z. However, I can butcher his name this time. Notchers.
Right.
Thank you guys for doing everything, and thank you guys for watching out there on Twitch, YouTube, and or hanging out on WRFB with us. We couldn't do the show without you guys, and we do it for you guys.
That's
so thank you.
Thank you, guys. We're going to get out of here before they pull the plug on this thing for maintenance. We'll be back on Monday. We'll be out there for the free play weekend. And, of course, everybody have a great weekend. We'll be back with more on Monday. I'm Laz.
I'm Jack.
And we are NBNN. We'll see you all then, folks. Have a great day.
Cheese sign writing.
Cheesy writing.
I love this shit. Yay. What are you looking at? I can smell your cheese from here. I can't believe you really did set up nudes. I can't believe you really did set up